This is Wellness Buds, and I'm your host, Stella Wingfield.
And I'm Laura.
This episode is inspired by the following quote. For I conclude that the enemy is not lipstick, but guilt itself. We deserve lipstick if we want it, and free speech. We deserve to be sexual and serious, or whatever we please. We are entitled to wear cowboy boots to our own revolution. Naomi Wolf. So, welcome back, Laura. How
Thank
the
you.
heck are you doing?
So much better. I just finished my last day of antibiotics, so I'm free, and now I'm probably going to have to take probiotics for the rest of my life because I had a horrible kidney infection. I had one of the more gnarly ones, and my antibiotic had to be a fat boy because I had such a bad one. And my doctor, this is about to get PG-13, my doctor was like, you're going to shit out every bit of your gut. So just a heads up. And I was like, thanks, dog. So yeah, probiotics for life.
True. I feel like people don't realize how much antibiotics fuck up your gut biome. Like if you don't replenish it, like it kills all the bacteria, the good bacteria, the bad bacteria. So
yeah,
get your probiotics.
I had a big boy, and I could tell that my stomach was upset like pretty much the whole time I was taking them, but also my kidney was feeling a lot better, so worth it.
Yeah, obviously. My God.
But I finally finished the dose, because that's the trick. Antibiotics can fuck up your probiotics, but you gotta take them all. Or like, they don't work if you don't take every single one of them. So
right, and then your body can develop resistance to antibiotics. You have to like get on some different ones, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah, and I'm like not trying to go back to the doctor, so
like ever again.
Yeah, my the pharmacist at the hospital, because I had to stay at the hospital, so I had to go to that pharmacy. He was like, do you get bored of taking the antibiotics and stop, or do you take all of them? And I was like, you take them all. And he's like, and why do you do that? And I said, because I'm trying to keep my kidney, dog. And he was like, oh, well, I was going to say so the infection didn't come back, but that's fair. Like, I just want my organ.
Right. That's so funny.
Yes. I'm finally whole again. And probably pretty sure my back hasn't hurt. Funny about all of this, I had back pain for 5 days, so I probably made it worse because I just let that shit fester because I thought I'd pulled my back out sleeping because I went really hard the night before my kidney pain. I was at a St. Patrick's Day party, 8 car bombs later. I don't know that I'll ever do a car bomb again because I did 8. 8 car bombs later, I came home, slept like a rock, and I woke up, no hangover, but feeling ancient because I could hardly walk from back pain. And I was like, dude, I must have slept with my legs on one side of the bed and my torso on the other side of the bed. And I'm so old, I freaking threw my back out in my sleep. And so I'm like, okay, I'm putting hot patches on it, taking Advil. The next day, I wake up and my back is worse. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sleeping horrible on this pulled muscle. And my boss is like, he just had rotator cuff surgery. So he's like, I'm going to bring you some muscle relaxers to help you. Because I was not sleeping past 3:30 a.m. I just was not sleeping. Because I'd wake up from my back. And I was in so much pain. I started sleeping on our couch that has a seat portion on it so that I wouldn't lay on the muscle wrong. So I'd sleep sitting up to try and fix this muscle that I clearly fucked up. Well, day 5 comes, I'm at work, and I am just rough shape, dog. I'm in such bad shape. I feel horrible. I can hardly stand up. I don't even have an appetite anymore. My pain is so high. I'm on my 5th back patch of the day, and I brought a heating blanket with me because my back is so bad.
Oh my God.
By the end of the shift, I was like, I think my blood sugar's off because I don't have an appetite. I'm so lightheaded. And I turned the heating blanket on the floor of our party room, and I'm laying with a radio next to me in case the staff needs me because no one else can close and I have to be there, but I can literally not stand up. And I went home and I was like, dude, I need to take my temperature. I'm so sick. 102.6. So it's 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to do anything now. But I'm pretty sure my back pain, I think it's an organ because I have a fever. And that doesn't seem like it'd be unrelated.
Right.
Then the next morning I woke up and I was at 103. I went to the hospital at 104. And I was like, pretty sure I'm dying, help me. And they were like, yeah, you are really sick. My heart rate was also like at 130 consistent. Like, it could not go down. And the doctor was like, your heart's like freaking pumping.
It's like, hello, something is not right in here.
Yeah. So
Pumping extra hard.
got a CT and they were like, yeah, your kidney is fucked up. And yeah, I was not allowed to leave because it was really bad. And I got so many fevers. And the specific infection I got actually gives you fevers for 4 days. So they released me from the hospital and were like, congratulations, you're going to get fevers for 3 more days. And I got 9 fevers, all of them over 102.
Wow.
Breaking a fever, I was like, I almost wish I just had 1 fever for 3 days. Because I would like have a fever, break it, and sweat so much. And then just be okay again. It was chaos. Don't fuck with your kidneys, man.
And also, like, I feel like I hear stories all the time of women going through so much pain and ignoring it because you're just like, our pain tolerance is so high from dealing with cramps and, you know, just our biology that it's like you don't take things seriously.
Yeah, I definitely did not.
But it's so hard to judge because it's like, oh, I can handle this, you know? Like, it must not be that bad if I can still go to work, even if I have to, on the 5th day, lay down to work. But,
yeah,
you know, it's like, if I can still do the things that I need to do, even if I am in a lot of pain, like, it must not be that bad, right?
Well, and we're like, pain's just a part of living, right?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
supposed
like, you know,
to feel this, right?
It's so wild. So listen to your bodies, y'all. I guess, I don't know, there's no real like way to segue into talking about like moving on with the discussion from last week, but I know Laura listened and I really wanted to hear her thoughts on how much of your femininity is who you truly are, how much of it is a product of patriarchal brainwashing. Yeah, I talked about shaving and makeup and all of that fun stuff. So take it away, Laura.
Yeah. It is funny to me because I totally agree that there is this whole like women should have no hair, blah, blah, blah. And I know in my group of girls, more women are like that than that are not. I am actually the exception. And I don't think that's from like a lack of hearing it from society and not feeling the pressures. I think I do feel the pressures because like when I go out and I'm like trying to find something, I do shave. So there is like some pressure. Don't get me wrong. However, I don't know any other reason than I am a bum who does not want to take constantly 20-minute showers. Like if I don't have to wash my hair, that shower best be 5 minutes. Like I ain't got time for this shit. And I think like sometimes I shave if I have to wash my hair so that I can leave the conditioner in long enough. Because if I just have to stand there, it's not going to be in long enough.
True. But it is crazy how much time it takes in the shower because like I talked about last time, I've been trying to not shave as much and my showers just go by so much faster.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, how much time have I spent in my whole life shaving when I've been shaving so consistently since literally middle school?
I mean, I'll be honest, right now I'm wearing shorts and it's still kind of cold. It actually warmed up in Bend, but I wear jeans year round because I'm a psycho. But like my leg hair is like decent length. It's like kind of as long as my eyelashes. Not to be weird. But
love it.
I can't remember the last time I shaved them. I will shave my armpits because they are quick, and that's a scent thing for me. I feel like it holds on to BO more if I don't shave them. So purely for scent purposes, I do shave my armpits. I am a stinkier person. Like when puberty started and hair started to grow there and we all had to start wearing deodorant, I like was terrified of shaving and wouldn't, and I definitely smelled worse. And I think like I do have to shave my armpits because I'm just stinky. And like I have to use spray deodorant, which I do not rep. I know it's not great for the environment, but neither is Amazon. So look at yourself, okay? But it's not great, but it's the only deodorant that I have found that like actually lasts for me and like prevents BO. I don't know why spray versus stick is so different for me, but only spray works for me.
Dang. I made the transition to native because I'm like, let's go all natural. And I feel like I sweat so much more with it. Yeah. And then I have to like reapply later sometimes. But I'm like, but it's for the environment. But I'm also like, dude, why am I still doing this? But
not having to smell my BO is for humanity, okay? I put humanity over the environment like all the rest of us, and that's why we're all ruined. But I do shave my armpits. I'm sorry, Mom. Definitely rocking a full bush right now. So I just don't care. And part of me is like, honestly, if I was about to be intimate tonight and it was a problem that I had a full bush, then I am not for you. Like, you know what? I'm not prepubescent. I grow hair there. Do you want someone that is prepubescent? Like, I think that's your fucking problem, not mine. I am a very big preacher on like, if they're going to give you shit about it, there's like your personal preference and such, and like people saying they prefer it, and men are allowed to say they prefer something. That does not mean they can say, why don't you do that? I don't do that because my human body grew this and I didn't have time to shave. And that's my only answer that needs to happen. And you don't really have a right to question.
Yeah, and I feel like so many men, if you were to be like, okay, well, how about you shave then? They wouldn't. But shout out to Josh because he's like, sure, I'll shave for you, baby. I'm like, he's such an angel.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm not holding any expectations for you that I wouldn't do myself, you know?
Yeah, I definitely have openly questioned a few men on, do you just want to fuck a 12-year-old?
But really, though.
I mean, like, that's the last time I didn't have hair there, so out of curiosity, what you looking for?
I decided, though, in my, like, when I first decided I'm going to just try to not shave, and it didn't really work that well for me because I'm just like, I haven't had any hair down there. I can't even tell you when. So I'm like, okay, instead of just trying to let it all go, I'm trying the landing strip.
Yes.
I'm going to see how it works for me. I'm like, maybe if I can just like ease into it, it'll go better. You know?
I mean, I have been tempted to try waxing.
Oh, I used to wax
for the length it lasts.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bum. This is the point. Like, I purely have a bush because I'm like, I'm not shaving that every week. What? And then if you shave it too soon, you get bumps and it's uncomfortable and like, none of it is my vibe.
Waxing, though, is really nice because you just like go in there and they just do it all for you. You let it grow till it gets to whatever length is where you don't want it anymore. Then they do the damn thing again.
See,
I was on that waxing grind for such a long time until I'm like, well, but that's also so much money. It can add up.
It really does add up, but I have been tempted.
Yeah, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's like a thing for you versus doesn't have to be for no man. It's just
exactly. Like, I will say, I think I totally give in. It's hard to like identify when I'm giving in to like patriarchal society versus like also just being a woman and keeping up with women, because that standard is set and there are all these women keeping up and it is this glamorous one. Like, do I dye my hair because I like women that have hair that color, or because of the way society has portrayed being blonde? Because I was blonde, you can see it in our little picture of our podcast, for like 5 or 6 years, at least somewhat, even if I wasn't fully dyeing it. But for at least 2 years, I was pretty bleach blonde, full head. And I just 1 month ago, like, grew it out and was like, look at my roots. I want my root color. And I mean, I have friends that are dye their hair blonde that are like, I can't believe you're bold enough to go back to your natural color. Like, I don't even think I could do it. Because you get so used to seeing yourself a different way. I mean, it's been a month and some time, and I still think it's weird to see my hair.
Like when you catch your reflection, you're like, who is that girl?
Exactly.
I don't know her.
It is hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I've been not dyeing for so long, but just out of money that I'm just like, do I really want to spend all this money on my hair? It's looking fine. Whatever. I don't need it.
Exactly.
But it is coming to terms with it of like, yeah, am I doing this because I want to do it or not? And I feel like there's no way to be able to tell the distinction when it is so engraved in like every aspect of our lives. Like, you can't really answer the question.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's like, I was just sick of having high maintenance hair because blonde hair, you got to go in for toner before you have to go in for it to get re-dyed. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot on my hair. I'm trying to just give my hair a break and everything.
Yeah, my hair's so much healthier and happier now that I don't dye it. Or even just like take so much heat to it all the time.
Mm-hmm. See, I still put heat on my hair, but I don't have shape like you do.
Yeah, I don't have to try, and there's so much shape.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't really have fully straight hair, but I don't have curly hair, and I have really thick hair, so it's still large, so it needs assistance at times. Like, I haven't done any heat to it right now. Yeah, I haven't done any heat to it now, but it's not all the time. But if I like want to look cute, I'm like, I gotta do something to you, bud. So I think my hair is definitely where I give in the most. And then with makeup, anyone that really has known me, I never wore makeup. I like barely even owned makeup.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, like probably till I was about 24. And I mean, I'm 26 now. So the past 2 years, I've worn makeup more often. But I never wore makeup. I mean, I think even when we were going out, I didn't wear makeup. And if I put makeup on, people were like, dang, Laura, like you wear makeup today. I just never wore it. And again, I think it's because I'm a bum.
It's so much effort.
And it was so much extra time. And like, I was waiting tables and bartending, which is like, and in summer in Charleston, South Carolina. So like, I'm already sweating. Like, I didn't need it. It was all like, I didn't need grease on top of makeup, on top of sweat. And it's like, I just didn't have the energy to do it. But I still don't wear like I didn't wear makeup yesterday. And sometimes I'll put mascara on. I feel like it's harder now. I feel like being a little bit older and being a boss at work is where I feel more pressure to wear makeup.
To look professional.
Yeah, to look the job. Because people still are like, you're the manager? Because I work in go-karts. And I'm like, yeah. So, and I have to wear like men's polos for uniform. So it's like, I got to keep some feminine in there. But I do like wearing makeup when I go out now.
Yeah, I like it. I like feeling
Maybe that's me denying
cute.
aging though.
True. Oh my gosh. That's a whole nother topic about being a woman and like aging when men can just do nothing.
Yeah, I unfortunately do find them more attractive with age.
They age so gracefully without trying, and then we're over here like 100 moisturizers at night of different ones for under your eyes, for on your forehead. It's just like so much. And then, of course, like Botox and surgeries and whatever to make you look younger, because aging for a woman is like disgraceful versus for men that it's like sexy, you know?
Yes. And like, I'd be interested to hear like how a man feels about aging, because they might feel really bad about it and we just glorify it. I really don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they have their own perspective, but I just feel like in general, society views aging with men way differently than with women.
For sure.
Because it's like, how many advertisements do you see for men, like for a moisturizer for men?
Or for dyeing their hair.
Yeah, definitely not.
And women over here hiding their grays.
True. Except for with the movement of people embracing it. Like my mom, she looks so fab embracing her
My mom is
locks.
also
Yeah.
gray.
Yeah. I love it. I love that people are feeling more empowered. So I guess that's a good way to transition into one of our prompts about like, yeah, in the patriarchal world, it's like there are a lot of negative things, but what do you think the best thing about being a woman during this time period is, like for you personally?
I think the best part about being a woman is getting to watch it change. Because I think we were born in a time where it had kind of changed. And now it's like, no, it's changing and we're talking about it changing. And I think that's probably the best part. I think hearing the voice and not having to be the voice, but you can hear the voice. Because I think it was a lot where just women were the voice, but it was sparse. And now I'm like, even if you're a woman and you're not saying anything, the conversation is happening. You in or you out.
Right. And so many more people are talking about it. There's so many shows for women empowerment. And even though there was a whole movement back in the 70s for it, obviously before our time, I feel like it was such a smaller group of people advocating for women's rights versus now there are way more people in on the conversation.
Yes. Way more. And that's like the best part for sure.
Yeah, I wrote a list, of course, because that's what I do.
Yes.
I wrote lots of freedoms comparatively. You know, we can vote, we can continue higher education, we can pretty much do anything that we want to do, but obviously this has not always been the case when we look back historically. It's like women weren't encouraged to further their education, they were encouraged to stay in the home. Like looking back at advertisements back in the 60s or 70s or earlier, women with vacuums and brooms and whatever, all these advertisements for home appliances just specifically for the woman. And it's just, I'm very glad that we don't live in that time.
Yes.
And like you were saying, more conversations about it, more awareness is what I wrote for gender inequity. So issues within our society as far as the wage gap, as far as the orgasm gap. Have you seen Principles of Pleasure on Netflix?
No, but I was actually going to suggest that as our POW so that people go watch it and then we could talk about it.
Yeah, we should. I haven't watched it either. I just
Our
saw a
POW
preview.
is just use your Netflix subscription.
Yes. Because when I saw that preview, I was like, fuck yes. I obviously thought about Devin and
Me
you in the
too.
orgasm gap shirt. Like,
Yes.
so I think that is such a great thing about being a woman today, personally, that we can even have open discussions about our pleasure, you know? Talking about all the things, like we actually can do that without it being taboo or whatever. Even if some people still think it's too, like, we shouldn't be talking about it. I just love that it's entering more conversations. And I don't know, the only way things can change is if people talk about it. So I think that is one of the best parts for me to be a woman now. So much education on our bodies. Birth control and abortion access, I think that is another great thing about being a woman during this time period, at least where I live. I obviously believe that everyone should have access to such services. I love that, you know, if I needed to, I have that option to have access to safe abortions. But I guess that's also kind of a super sad thing about this time, is that we're seeing more places limiting access. So that really sucks. But in general, at least in the US, you have options for such things in most places, even if you have to drive further because of some stupid laws in fucking Texas.
Texas is... I recently compared Texas to the American Russia. Sorry.
But really, though.
I said what I said.
The governing of women's bodies, though, it's just fucked up. If it was a man, like, you know that those laws would never fucking pass.
Yeah.
Ever. If it was someone trying to police a man's body, it would be a whole different discussion.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be real. The entire discussion of, like, what about abortion should and shouldn't be legal, it went to the Supreme Court already. We spent our tax dollars on that. Why the fuck am I still paying for this discussion? That's my actual opinion. Okay? I'm sick of paying for the discussion that has been had and been paid for.
It's already been decided. Why? It should not.
I'm like, I honestly, I am pro-choice, yes, but I am way more like, what the fuck with my tax dollars, bro? Like, that's actually what I'm upset about. What the fuck with my tax dollars?
Stop fucking with our money.
Like, you already make me pay it, and now you're gonna waste it?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no choices in this entire debacle.
Gosh. Product of the week.
Ow!
Is the principles of pleasure, so we can talk about it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We appreciate you being here. If you have anything you'd like to add, feel free to text or call our line, 971-292-5565, or you can email us at wellnessbudspodcast@gmail.com, or you can message us directly on socials. We have them listed in our show notes. Thank you again. If you like what you're hearing, if you want to share it with anyone you know, we would greatly appreciate it. If you would feel so inclined to rate us or subscribe on wherever you're listening, that would be great. Otherwise, just thanks again for listening. We really appreciate you being here. Until next week, bye.
Bye.